Hi, Debbie here. This is just going to be a little quick tutorial on how I'm making my origami Christmas tree Christmas card. So let me flip my camera around and I'll show you how I'm doing it. So it's not really hard, and it's just a basic origami fold. So pretty. The hardest part is when you get to the little top piece here. If you have problems with your hands, that can be a little challenging, but it's really not that hard. So this is the little origami Christmas tree Christmas card we're going to make today. So let me just set this aside. The first thing you're going to need to do is decide what paper you want, and then you're going to need to have one 3 by 3, 2.5 by 2.5, 2 by 2, and 1.5 by 1.5. And that's the size I'm using for this card here. Of course, you can, alter your sizes according to if you want a bigger, bigger tree or a smaller tree. But as long as they're in increments, about a ½ inch difference, doesn't really matter which size you start at. But I'm starting at a 3 by 3. And so here's the basic fold. The pattern that you want to show is going to be on the bottom of your fold. So you're going to start with that down, and then you're just going to make a fold. Okay, now I'm second. Nope, that's going to be this way. So that's the one I want. So you're going to fold it in half this way, and I'm going to use my bowl folder because I want a really good crease here. And then you're going to open it, and then you're just going to fold it in half again. And then you're going to open it, and then you're going to go from corner to corner. So then you're going to hold it from corner to corner. We're making like a little triangle. And then you're going to open it, and then you're going to go to the other corner. I'm just going to do it. Trying to see if you can see what I'm doing. I know it's hard. The angle of my camera is not the best, but that's all I have to work with. And then you're going to have this, and then when you poke it together, it's going to naturally fold into like this. And you'll see, you can't see it on the camera here, but when you do it yourself, you'll see a crease line right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to be taking one of these, and we're going to be folding it down to that crease line. I have to do that on the table because I can't do this up in the air. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to fold it to the crease line, and then I'm going to burnish it really flat, so it's going to be like that. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then you do it to the other side. Just bring the other side over, and just match them up. And then so it's going to look like that. And you're going to do that to all 4 of your little squares. Now what I do, since these are going out in the mail, I like these really, really flat. If I was giving this to somebody, this is all I would do. I would leave it out like that, but since I want it flat, I'm going to actually open this up, and I'm going to put glue in here, and I'm going to make it stick, and so it will be flat. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue, and I'll put it in there. And then I'll put it together to hold this down flat, because that's how I want this to be. And I'm just going to use this little clamp here to hold it down for a second. Because it's just going to take a minute for that to hold. And then that's what I'm going to do here. Now I'm going to sneeze. Now I've already done. I knew that was going to happen. I apologize for that. I already did the other 3. So what we're going to do is we're just going to assemble our little tree together. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, I go from bottom to top, and what you do is you're going to slide it inside like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the inside. And I know I use different glues for different things. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, Doesn't take much. I just got a little glue in there. Nothing that much. And then I'm going to slide the bottom piece into the second piece. And then I'm going to line up my centers and get it, distance that I want. So it's going to look like that. And then I take the next size and do the same thing. I put a little bit of glue inside. Slide it in. Center it up where I want it to be. Okay, and then I get the little one. Okay, so now it's all lined up like that. And now what I'm going to do to keep these little flaps down is I'm going to attach it. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on each of these flaps and then hold it down like that. Under the flaps, and then I'm just going to press them down flat. And then just hold it there for a second. Put this on here. And then while that glue's setting, what I'm going to do is I have a brick over here. I'm just going to set it under a brick. And that's going to hold it flat for me because I do want it flat. And about this brick, we were in Germany in the early 60s, and my oldest brother was going on a field trip to Berlin. Well, at that time they had the Berlin Wall up, and he stole this brick from the Berlin Wall before it was, back then. So this is actually a brick from the Berlin Wall. So, yeah. So I'm going to actually just hold it down like that. Okay. Now, for the card, where's my card base? I had a card base here. Oh, excuse me one second. I didn't bring it over to the table. And this is just your standard card base. You take a piece of paper, you fold it in half. I think it's, what, 5 and a, is it 4 1/4 across? Yeah, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this is the size of the card base. So this is the card base that we're going to be working with. And the paper that I'm going to be using is just 1/4 of an inch smaller than that. And what I did is I'm going to distress around the edges, and I just use this little distressing tool, and because I just want to distress the edges. So I'm just going to go around all the edges and just distress it a little bit. And I'm not going to ink these edges because I actually want this white for the paper to show through. So, and I already did the other 3 already to save on time. And that's going to be the what we're going to be working with. So let me get this out of the way. Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is I'm going to put a piece of ribbon. And I just have a little piece of ribbon. I received some little flowers in a swap, and they were attached to this little ribbon. Well, I took the little flowers off, and I kept the ribbon, and this is what I'm going to use to put down in the middle here. So I'm just going to take a little piece of ribbon. I'm just going to attach a little piece of glue to the inside just to hold it while I'm putting it on the paper. Find where I want my ribbon to be. And I want it like that. I want it like that. And then I'm just going to trim off. I don't need that much in the background. On the back. So I'm just going to trim a little bit of that off. Going to add a little piece of tape, and then I'm just going to fold it over. Okay. So I got a little pink ribbon here. And on top of the ribbon, I am going to put a little piece of cotton trim. So I'm just going to cut a piece that I want. Enough to, you know, go around to the back. And this one I'm just going to set on here and then just add. I'm using Deacon 3-in-1 for this. I just wanted to go over the little pink ribbon so you can see the pink ribbon through the little openings here. And so then it's looking like that. That's what we've got so far. Okay, now just get a little glue off that might have eased out. Okay, so now we're just going to attach this to our card. And I've already stamped the image in, you know, the sentiment inside, because I like to do all that before I, you know, do the front of the card. So, and I'm just going to just add some. I've been having a hard time with my ATG gun. Oh. Well, we won't use that. Normally I would use that. As you can see, I just had a fallout. So I'm just going to use this glue here, which is, any glue is fine. I was just trying to use my ATG gun because it's been sitting here and I haven't used it in so long and I wanted to just use it. But it definitely has a problem. Okay, then we just put this on. Make sure it's right side up. And you got that on here? So what I do now is I just take my fingers and I just kind of like just get those little edges of the paper and just, you know, just bring them up a little bit, make them a little bit more distressed. Not a whole lot, because I don't want a whole lot. Just a little bit. So that's that. So now we need to work on the tree. So I can get this out from under here. It's nice and flat. See how flat it is? It's like flat. And, okay, now I'm going to attach the tree to the card before I do anything else to this, because I don't want to put anything on here and then attach it to the tree, because then when I go to attach it, everything falls off. So I always like to just get my tree. I just put some glue on the back of your tree and just put it on your card where you want your tree to be. And I'm just going to set it with my brick for just a second. So, yeah. Okay. So now we have our tree on. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue around the, around the tree where I want my glitter to be. So I'm just going to add some glue all where I want my glitter to be. And this art glitter glue, it dries clear. So, and I'm really just putting it kind of like on the edges. Snow would really look nice on this too, but I don't have any snow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm using, what is it called, Diamond Dust, and that's what I'm going to use to put on here. Some of that. So I'm just going to sprinkle that. And just let that sit there for a second. And that's what we're going to do for that. Just enough so that it sticks to the glue. And then we're just going to take it all off. And then we have it looking like this. See, it would be neat if it stayed white because that really does look cute, looking like snow. But it looks good even when it's clear. And what I'm going to do next is I cut some flowers off, a little trim that I have, and this little trim I got at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to stick some glue on here, and I'm going to actually put that on the top of my tree. And I do use, you get 3-in-1 for that. And I just put a little dab on each, you know. Not a whole lot, because you don't want it oozing everywhere. And then I just put it on the top of my little tree, and I just hold it. And I'm holding this down. I forgot to put glue on the bottom of my little tree here, so I'm holding it down a little bit. Hopefully the glue will take. If not, I'll mess with it later. Yeah, I should have done that when I was gluing this down. That's okay. This is how you do it. It's not really hard to do, and it's really a pretty tree. And there's so many, you know, you can use so many pretty papers to make this. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. And I just have, like I said, I already stamped the sentiment on the inside. And yeah, so this is how I'm making my little Christmas cards this year. And I want to thank all of you for watching. And if you have any questions, just, you know, ask me in the comments below, and I'll get back with you. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.